Hey there, welcome. Al Perhacs, author, creator, visionary behind the Mind Force method of high performance coaching, mentoring. And I always get asked, why should I coach with you? And it's really a simple answer, is because I can help you shift your mindset in less than an hour. I can take you from a place of possibly desperation to inspiration. And what we can do is we can craft for you together your mindset, your mission, and your moves to help you step into a new, more powerful version of yourself. That's what I do, and that's what I have been doing for over 20 years. And on today's call, I want to talk to you about something that you can immediately use. I'm going to give you a plan. Let's put it that way. I'm going to give you a game plan tonight that you can immediately use. It's a formula, in fact, that I know that if you do use it, you'll get amazing results. And that is a formula that I've been using for over 20 years called Plan, Do, Review. And I'm going to share with you the power of it. I'm also going to share with you some of the pitfalls of the formula. And so let's just take a look at the concept of plan, do, review. Simple, simplicity at its finest. And almost everything that I teach, I like to break it down. I like to make it simple. I want to make it something that's not difficult to understand and that you can immediately implement it. If something is so difficult to understand that you can't immediately apply, to me, it's no good. As a martial artist, I always learned that it was the simple techniques that worked the best. So number one, you got plan. And you've got to have a plan. You've got to have a blueprint of where you're going to go from week to week, day to day, month to month, year to year. And it doesn't have to be sophisticated, but you have to have a plan. And so when I coach people, I teach them this right off the bat and say, plan, do, review. We're going to set up your plan for the week. What do you want to accomplish? What are you going to do? What are the KPIs that you need to hit, key performance indicators that when we get to the end of the week, we know if you hit your goal or not, right? Pretty simple stuff. I will say this, though, sometimes there's a stumbling block to planning, and that is that we spend too much time planning. I catch myself doing that. Sometimes I'll be planning so many things out without doing the most important part, which is execution. Actually, let's just call it do and execute. That's making things happen. I also call that TCB, taking care of business. And you see, you can plan all day long, but if you don't execute, if you don't take the steps and put in the flight time, you're not going to get the results. And so many people I meet, they plan. I've got goals. I can do this. I'm going to do that. But what have you done to execute on that plan? Oh, well, this got in the way, that got in the way. You can't let that happen. You've got to execute. You've got to execute. Now, the third part, which is extremely important, is review. And if I had to put importance on this entire process, I would put execute at 60%. And I would put planning and reviewing at 20%. Right? That gives us 100%. But this is the key, is execution. Like I said, people can plan, but sometimes execution, things get in the way. But reviewing is important because at the end of the day, you need to be able to measure what matters, right? Control what you can. Let's put that on here. Control what you can. You cope with what you can't, and you always measure what matters. These are things I teach my coaching clients all the time. They're simple, but they work. and they're going to work for you as well. And you can implement this immediately. Measure what matters. So when you get to the end of the week and you've set a plan on Monday, now make it simple. Set the plan up Sunday night, Monday morning, 30 minutes, an hour tops, and then execute the rest of the week. And depending upon when your weekends, whether it's Saturday or Friday, you review it. What did I do right? What did I possibly miss? Did I achieve my objectives? Did I do everything I wanted? Now, here's the key here. You can use this formula for every aspect of your life. It's not just business. It's not just coaching someone to get to the next level in their organization. No. You could use this for getting in shape and fitness. You set a plan to lose weight. You get an execution plan, and then you review it. So I'll give you an example, and I'll use the getting in shape. You plan to get in shape. And in that plan is, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, working out, all the exercise you're going to do, how many steps you're going to do, right? The food you're going to eat during that time. And then the execute is actually doing all those things that you wrote in the plan. Friday, Saturday, whenever you review, you take a look at all those KPIs, those performance indicators, the weights, the steps, the eating right, and you review it. Did I hit my mark? Did I hit the goal? And if I didn't, why didn't I? What got in the way? What was the stumbling block? And again, it's not to be overly critical and say, oh, you're a loser, you didn't do it. No, it's so that you can get a critical eye and become self-correcting, course-correcting yourself. See, that's what a coach does, is I can help you course-correct. And so even if you don't feel like you can be accountable to yourself, I can teach you how to be more accountable to yourself and to me. Sometimes when you're accountable to someone else, you can get things done. Like I have a coach, and the coach says, hey, what are your goals? Same thing, plan to review, right? And I set a goal, and if I don't reach it or I have a stumbling block, why? How do we get around it? How do we overcome it? That's the ticket. That's the ticket to this entire process. And so as you go through, you can do this. You have to do it weekly. You should do it daily. And either at night or in the morning, you plan out your day. What are you doing today? What's the end of the day look like for you? What are all the bucket lists that you need to check off? And then you check it off. And then at the end of the day, you take about 15 minutes and you review it. Did I accomplish the mission? Did I put in the flight time that I needed to get this? And if not, what got in the way? Now, if something gets in the way of your day, now here's the thing, is I have an entire program that goes into this in so much detail. But you don't have to make it that detailed. It's really simplistic. What got in your way? What were the stumbling blocks? Somebody, got invited you to a meeting or something you had to attend, and it took 2 hours. That was 2 hours out of your day. That's why you didn't execute. Okay, and then you do it for the month. What's my goal for the month? What's the execution points? And then the execution points, you then micro size them for the days and the weeks. And that's how you have a wonderful month. But it comes down to the plan, do, review. Plan 20% of the time, execute 60% of the time. Really, it's probably 20% planning. It's probably really 70% execution. And it's probably 10% review. That's probably really the number that's there. I can take somebody that wants to execute and put in the flight time, and I promise you they're going to get results than individuals that are just planners because they're taking action. And I can use this analogy in everything from relationships to business, entrepreneurship, executive level training. It's all the same because the concepts don't change. The game plan doesn't change. It only morphs based on what your KPIs are, what you want to accomplish. And that's really what I wanted to teach you today. I want you to use this plan of action. Today is Monday. So before you go to bed, plan out tomorrow. Execute like crazy. Become an executioner. And then review it at the end of the day and say, hey, did I accomplish the mission? And if you did, you put mission accomplished. And I can go into more detail on that Of course, if you want to hire me as your coach, you certainly can do that. If you've ever thought about hiring a coach, you can have a 30-minute conversation with me, and I'd be happy to share with you exactly what that looks like and how we can empower you in a way that you've maybe never even thought of before. And that's usually what happens. But anyway, plan, do, review. I've enjoyed sharing this information with you. I know you'll get a lot out of it if you apply it, you put it in flight time. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day. So long.